Film School Slacker contains adult language and themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Film School Slacker, the podcast where I go through my ever-growing watch list of films. I'm Ian, and with me is my friend Megan.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, Megan.
Howdy.
Do we need coffee?
I think we do.
I think this is we both started up today and we're like, are we tired? Is it just Saturday?
We're tired.
We got beaten down by this week already?
I think this week has been a lot, and we deserve some coffee and maybe some booze and maybe some lunch.
I think that sounds fabulous. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, so what are we watching today?
We are watching Top Gun from 1986, rated PG, 1 hour 49 minutes long, starring Tom Cruise, Tim Robbins, Kelly McGillis, Val Kilmer, may he rest, Anthony Edwards, Tom Skerritt, Michael Ironside, John Stockwell, among others. Directed by Tony Scott, written by Jim Cash, Jack Epps Jr., and suggested by article Top Guns in California Magazine, Ehud Yonah. So I guess it was inspired by a magazine article called Top Guns, which is actually interesting because I had no idea.
I did not know that either. That's cool. I literally only know that it's like a military thing. That's the only thing I know about this movie.
Planes.
I know nothing else. Yeah, planes. Yeah.
Planes
exactly.
and Tom Cruise.
Right.
And
exactly. That is the extent of my knowledge.
I forgot about this.
Oh no.
You know what? I'm going to save it.
Perfect.
I'm going to save it.
Excellent.
I'm going to hold on to it so you can be surprised. Unlike Allie. If Allie was here, she'd ruin it. Although I don't know if Allie would know.
She probably doesn't.
Thinking.
Yeah, she's much more in
like
Jane
This is not based
Austen.
off of a Jane Austen novel.
Could you imagine?
I'd actually pay to see that.
Like a Top Gun, like an adaptation. Based on
Jane Austen adaptation of Top Gun. It would be ships.
It would be ships.
It would be ships.
Yeah. Like a Regency era Top Gun. That'd be fascinating.
That would be fascinating. All right.
We're gonna get on that.
Starting this, adding it to the list of novels I need to write. Fucking A, that list is so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're coming up on the 4th of July.
Yep. Happy birthday, Merca.
Happy birthday. You're having a moment, but
but as of recording this, it's Pride weekend here in the Twin Cities.
This is true.
So happy Pride.
Yeah.
I think we're more enthusiastic about Pride than
that's almost certainly true at the
America's
moment.
birthday.
Yep.
So anyway,
boogie boarding. I'm not sure which movie this is going to honor more, Pride or 4th of July. I guess we'll find out.
I think after seeing the first 10 minutes,
oh no,
you'll have a good direction. Good notion on which direction it's gonna go.
Sure.
Okay. But yeah, so I guess we can get started with this and maybe get some coffee and calories.
Let's do it. All right, let's roll the tape.
Roll it.
I once again find myself in one of those situations where I've seen all of the derivative and satirical work that kind of came from this film before I saw it.
Gotcha.
And so it's
like working backwards.
It is. And so the problem with that is it feels kind of like a joke. So it's weird that it's like, wow, they're playing this really straight. I'm like, oh, right, because this is like the real thing. So that was kind of hard to get over for a while because I'm like, it's that whole, one of my least favorite things in a movie, and Avatar, the first one, is really bad with this, is everyone talking in military cliches the whole time. Yeah. I didn't write any down. I always forget. But like that was...
into the danger zone.
Well, it's the whole idea of like them being like, I got his back. All the random like
there's a bogey on your six.
There's a bogey on your six. Right, exactly. Like that is like one of the things that makes me go so hard. Like it's ridiculous. But that being said, I did enjoy myself. It was enjoyable, but problematic.
yeah. This was definitely a military.
Yeah, a rah military campaign.
What's the word?
Propaganda.
Propaganda, but also a recruitment tool.
Yes.
Yes. The Navy actually set up recruitment stations in theaters to catch people coming out of this movie when it came out.
Yeah, probably when they got the such free access to military stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked. It had a good romp. Like, it had a good romp kind of vibes to it. Nothing was surprising.
It's definitely summer blockbustery.
Yeah, visually
you can see why it's the top grossing movie of 1986.
Yeah, like it was beautiful. Like, it was,
you
know, they did lots of interesting grading. They did it had a very bumpin' 80s, almost offensively 80s soundtrack. It had
including Danger Zone
by Kenny Loggins.
What I was super excited for you to discover.
Yeah.
It started playing and I just looked over at him and I'm like,
waited for me to have
you know this
recognition.
song.
Right.
You know this song. And then Danger Zone and he was like,
Kenny Loggins,
what?
Kenny Loggins, who we hope remains alive for the foreseeable
God,
future.
I am so sorry. I am preemptively apologizing. I thought he was deceased. He is not
deceased
as of this recording.
So
if he dies in the next week, that is on me.
It is
because
Megan's fault if it's the
that
next
is
week.
and that is the third time that has happened. And I am a witch, and I need to stop talking about celebrities, I guess, because
it was okay. So it was. I know Robbie Coltrane.
And then George Foreman.
That's right.
Because I was talking about him at work.
Yeah.
And then, like, the next week, he died.
See, it's too scary. I don't know.
It's fucking freaky.
Yeah, I don't. And the fact that you called that out, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Please no.
I was like, I'm 97% sure he's dead, and then he's not, and I'm like, oh, fuck, no.
We can't lose Kenny. I can't. My heart won't take it.
I swear to God.
So,
again,
yeah, I definitely
preemptively
apologizing to the world for losing Highway to the Danger Zone. I have, I think, more to say about how like kind of the military stuff, but I think that if we just get into the notes and go and kind of get to it organically, I think that's fine.
Vibe with your notes.
Exactly. My favorite first thing, it's like, oh, it's that Paramount logo. It's like the not current. Yes, I love when they leave. They don't like drop in the new one.
Yeah,
like the crispy one. I'm like, no. I need the one that looks like it was oil painted on the backdrop. It's so good. The opening music immediately so it starts with just like the score.
Yeah,
and then it jumps into Danger Zone, which is fun. It's like, immediately I'm like, oh, this is 80s in a way that I wasn't totally ready for, but should have been. And then of course we get into the Danger Zone, and that's a good time. The whole time people are so sweaty.
Everyone is so sweaty in this movie. I am worried about people's electrolytes throughout this entire film.
I'm like, it's too bad Liquid IV won't be invented for another like 30 years. Because, man, they are
like, holy shit, you
Gatorade,
guys.
Was Gatorade out yet? Like, I don't even.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think Gatorade was a thing because I think that was like the 70s. But still, like, holy shit.
Yeah, those guys were sweaty. I'm like,
are you eating like salty snacks and drinking water? Like, seriously, and like you see in like every scene there are fans going, because like I wonder. I'm kind of curious as to when the U.S. military adopted air conditioning.
I
because
think,
that had to be before it happened, because holy shit. I mean, everyone was so sweaty because they're in these cramped spaces
with all this technology and
with all the really hot computers,
right,
all the technology, all these people in there.
Well,
they're on a friggin' ship in the middle of the ocean. There's no like windows to open.
Right. I also feel like there might have actually been air conditioning. But a lot of times you're sharing space with those systems. Like, you can still get hot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way. And then I guess there's like the nerve factor too. Like, you're in a tense environment.
Right. The
sweaty.
Adrenaline.
Yeah. But
but even in the classrooms, there were fans and they were kind of sweaty. But still, like, maybe they didn't adopt it until the 90s.
Right. And the movie was supposed to be contemporary to the 80s. Yeah. So I don't know.
It was like current.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know,
man. If somebody knows,
yeah, please let us know.
At me.
I'd be curious about it. And then I was like, oh God, is this going to be a movie entirely made of cliche military one-liners? And for a lot of it was. The first hour was just a lot of military porn, essentially.
Yeah.
Easy cougar. I'm like, okay. How? And then of course I'm just like, what's the military's rule on having Polaroid cameras in your
I know.
fight? Like I just feel like that's so
like Goose just has a Polaroid ready to go in the what's the pilot cab?
The cockpit. The pilot cab.
the place where the pilots sit.
The hospital. What is it? It's a place with patients. That's not important right now.
In the cockpit. Like I don't know, man.
It's so funny.
But like he took a Polaroid of the MiG.
The MiG pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice picture.
It's a nice picture. I never got to see it. I wish we could.
I know. I wish he'd pulled it out of his wallet and showed Charlie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
Oh, and then Cougar absolutely pissed himself, which fair enough. I guess.
Honestly, you could see the PTSD.
Like literally just. I'm like, oh no, poor guy.
Like you could see the disassociation happening.
Yeah. It was honestly like I don't have a lot of like kind words for the story. But I think that was one of the flowers I will give is the fact that they showed the kind of symmetry of watching Cougar go through it beforehand while Maverick is so like on it. Yeah. And then kind of watching that develop is I think was probably one of the better parts of the story.
Yeah.
I am absolutely vibing with this music, just like the whole time. Like this is so 80s, and like
so 80s.
I love it. Was just like the time period.
Synth, all the
time period where it was like these synths exist. No one questioned whether or not we should have them in this song, but we're going to
put them in the song.
80s.
No, it was the Jurassic Park.
Yes.
No one. You were so busy.
No one stopped to think.
Stopped to think if you should.
So good. And then Tom Cruise gets out of the plane. I'm like, oh my God, he's 10 years old. What the fuck?
He literally looks
so young.
Actually, I forgot to look that up.
It's like how old he
actually was. Because I'm like, I think he was like 26, but I could be wrong.
So young. Ridiculous.
Oh, he was 24.
He's 24. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's L baby.
He is baby. He is baby-faced Tom Cruise.
Yep. Your ego is writing checks your body can't cash, which is it's a great line, honestly.
Yeah.
And that was when I was, and then this was when we had the moment where we realized that Kenny Loggins isn't dead.
God damn it.
Kenny's not dead. So anyway, that's a whole thing.
Again, please somebody check on. Can I get a wellness check on Kenny Loggins?
We really need it. I
really need it for my own mental health.
Yeah. Oh, and then right away at the beginning, I'm worried about the talking military cliches, and then one of them writes out with the they're talking about like some close quarters combat, whatever. And he's like, "Why is this making me hard?" I'm like, "Oh no, why? Like, why does you getting into a violent conflict give you an erection? It's a bad sign."
God, everyone needs therapy.
It's so funny because a little bit like multiple times, I just write white men will do anything but go to therapy.
Oh God, it's so true.
I write it like 3 times in these notes.
Oh man, it's so true.
It's like, yo, if you're getting like aroused from this, that's
from like
probably not
physical
good.
Violence.
Yeah, that's probably not great.
Maybe ask somebody
about that. Yeah, just
maybe
check
talk
in
to
on
somebody. Just maybe.
Yeah. Oh, and then they get into like the bar, and he's like, "This is what we call a target-rich environment." I'm like, no, dislike that. Yeah, we got a bogey. I'm like, that's a human woman. Can we not?
But also, like, I don't remember in that scene Goose mentioning that he was married.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I mean, I also don't remember him like actively pursuing anybody.
No, he definitely was just wingmanning.
He was definitely just like there hanging out with Mav and
right,
you know, watching the idiocy that is his friend. And
No, I never got the sense that Goose was being creepy.
Goose, I didn't think Goose was on the prowl or anything.
Right. Super weird.
Also, I don't know. Goose is just kind of
a goose.
Yeah. He's a silly goose.
Yeah.
I adore him.
Yeah. Well,
Anthony Edwards.
And it is one of those things where it was just like
I could see why he's married.
Right. He's the married one. He's
the married guy.
He's the goofy dude.
He's the silly guy who got the hot girl. And
yeah.
Guys, if you're silly, you can pull some hot babes. Just ask my husband. Oh.
Hey. Oh. Yeah, it hasn't worked for me though.
You gotta be sillier.
Oh my God, really?
Even sillier. Crank that silly up to 11.
But this silly goes to 11. Just like the John Travolta looking around meme. Oh my God.
Anyway,
boogie boarding. And then like the singing thing, which was really cringy.
So cringy.
I just wrote the world's worst flash mob.
I love how all of the dudes join in though. Like,
ridiculous.
We don't even know what we're doing. We're just all gonna sing at this woman.
I'm just here for fun. Yeah, like let's do it.
Like, what? I don't fucking like. Let's just sing some random karaoke. I guess.
Funny. Why are you going into the ladies' room, my guy? That is
because he is a white man and will not be rejected by a woman he thinks is attractive. It could have ended way worse.
You're right, but it just happened to be that he was right and she was into him. Which I dislike. Okay.
I don't like that trope.
This movie played into a couple of tropes that really grossed me out. That was one of them. It was the like, I'm going to pursue you. Like it has to be, she has to play hard, kind of hard to get. And then the other trope that I struggled with, which we get to in a minute, but, where I got to find the note. It's the hot lady with skill set dude likes trope.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's like a component of Born Sexy Yesterday, but like not all of it. It's just that part where it's like she's valued, she's elevated against like, for example, like Meg Ryan's character.
I was gonna say, is it's kind of like a hot for teacher?
Yeah, or
thing?
something. But it's like specifically she's elevated in the storyline specifically because she's got a skill set that is valuable to the male character. Like it's like she's good at understanding tactical stuff and you know what I mean? Like there's like something I feel like that's like a not uncommon thing, especially in that era. It's it's like, oh, she's hot, but oh my God, she knows stuff. Like it's I don't know. I don't know if that's really
would that have bothered you if she wasn't the love interest? Like
no, that's the point. It's
like
because
the
she's
fact that she's the love interest and she's
right.
She's like, you know,
right. She has to be like, and I know that's also like it's like a story point. I get it, but it's just like I don't know. It kind of
I get that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's actually a thing. It just felt like there was like I can't put it into words exactly what about the way that development kind of bugged me, but it kind of did. I don't know. But I don't know. And so she I don't know. I kind of just really didn't like their love story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like it was kind of it
was very 80s one-dimensional.
It was, and that's I guess the other problem is like she was actually an interesting character, and I think they should have just had tension to the very end.
Yeah,
and then like made up at the very end.
Yeah,
I don't think that their like relationship needed to like exist during the run of the film.
That's because the audience
wanted it.
A test audience was like, "Why is there no love scene?"
Actually, though,
yeah.
Oh my God,
it was in the trivia, so grain of salt. But
and
like,
that's I guess my. So that's good to know. Because if the writers had initially not done it that way, and they just would have, it would have been. I think a slow burn would have been better.
Yeah,
and I know it wasn't like a fast burn, but like it kind of was.
It was. I don't know. It was like if yeah, I think if they had the if we weren't exposed to all of the tonguing, because that wasn't kissing, it was just tonguing.
I have notes on that. Yes, there was like, you're right. Like, I think that some of it was just like, I don't need these like, we don't need these like love scenes in the middle of this movie. But I also think that
because it doesn't add anything to really Maverick's character.
Yeah, and I think that I would have preferred her to be just a challenger to his bullheadedness and not make it into a conflict immediately.
Yeah.
Like, part of my problem with Maverick is this sense of like, he can't be humbled.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like the whole idea of being like, and I'm like, oh, finally she's like, he's into her and she's going to humble him. And she's like, no, I'm actually in love with you.
No,
and then just like floods her basement. I'm like, well, I don't understand. Like, this is not development for me.
Like if she had continued to humble him,
challenge him more, and she could get into his head.
Yeah.
Like, and so the idea of like her having that and then like immediately kind of falling
instead of
for
her
him,
chasing him down and saying your flying was great and
I just didn't want anyone else to
I just didn't want anyone else to think I was falling for you. Like,
and it's like,
no,
like
if she had chased him down and said your flying was shit,
right,
or
no one, like just being like, it's fine to
like
be
call him out on some shit,
like just be like, you know, I'm
like,
not
what
saying
the
you're
fuck was
untalented,
that?
just like you're incredibly, like, even coming to be like, you're being very childish with this, and like, but I think you're great. Like, just don't. I don't know. I hated the entire development of their relationship because I think it had the potential to be really cool, and it didn't.
I mean, welcome to 1980s storytelling.
God,
and I think it just speaks to how different and how much more aware of shit we are now.
Yeah.
Because
I think we talked about this with Janet a little bit with Titanic, where it was like, like, you know, I know people sometimes think that movies have stagnated in terms of visuals or, you know, with a lot of, you know, CG and whatever, but we do have to give credit to writers, because I think that a lot of modern storytelling, like the movies are written in a way where just most media now is written in a way that you can actually like take something away for yourself. You can, it's not just trying to force feed you.
It's more inclusive rather than more propaganda-y.
Yeah, and it's not dragging you along a single path.
Yeah, it's
letting
not
you find
saying
your way through the woods.
This is how you should feel about this. It's saying, here is the
situation, and you get to.
Here is the situation. This is. Like, you can feel however you want about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe this is your way in. Maybe this is your way in. Maybe this is your way in.
Right.
Maybe that's your way in.
It's like an emotional choose your own adventure. Like, you see what's happening, you get to find your way through the woods. Yeah, I agree. So anyway, that's sort of my, that was, I think, probably my single biggest irritation.
Multi-layered storytelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like onions.
Onions have layers.
Onions have layers? You get it. Ogres have layers.
Yeah. God, that's a good movie.
How good is that movie? Anyway.
And the fact that that movie was made simply because Jeffrey Katzenberg had a bone to pick with Michael Eisner is just amazing. Anyway, boogie boarding. So, Notes. We're still doing notes. Keeping up those foreign relations. So the amount of flying in this movie was bonkers.
There's so much flying.
And the fact that it's like, this isn't CG, like they're literally flying stuff around.
Yes. All of the in-cockpit shots.
Right, those were on
the ground. On a obviously. Yeah. On a set.
But that's, I mean, those still looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But the fact that they had all of those real flying shots was bonkers to me. Yeah, no, I kind of assumed that it would be on a rig for the inside stuff, but that's so crazy. It's a lot of money to be burning jet fuel, you know, flying
jet fuel actually in the 80s was rather cheap.
Was it really?
It was like $1 a gallon.
Oh, nice.
So,
how much was the rest of fuel in the 80s?
I don't know. Don't look at me. I wasn't alive then.
I know, neither was I.
I only know that because it said so in the trivia.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good. I mean, if they were $30 million airplanes, though.
Yeah.
It's scary.
That's why they were flown by professionals,
yes,
not actors.
Not actors. Why is Maverick such a douchebag? It's just a note that I haven't trying to remember. Oh, it was when he flew the tower the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Like, what is this guy's problem? Like, just
ego.
Oh God, I can't even.
He's literally never been told no in his life.
Oh, God.
He's never been like. So, his backstory.
Yeah.
Which we get into way late in the film.
Yeah. Right. So late in the film.
I mean, we get like a little itty bitty hint.
Over. Yeah.
Up at the top of the movie. You know, like your last name is a challenge in this. You know, in the armed services, which how many Mitchells are in the armed services? Like, you don't know how, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like it's
no one really, I feel like no one actually cares except him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, okay, boy who lived, calm down. Like
and like, so his dad, you know, disappeared on a mission in Vietnam or wherever, however many years ago, and you know that's tragic and it sucks, and then his mom died when he was young, so you know, we don't really know the circumstances of how he grew up, like if he grew up with his grandparents or aunts and uncles or foster care or whatever, but like he's really desperate to prove himself, and he's kind of proven himself to himself. Now he has to prove himself to everyone else.
Right.
I think that's kind of his thing.
Yeah. It's just exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I kind of want to watch. So I watched Top Gun Maverick, the second, the one that came out in 2021, 22, something like that. I kind of want to watch that like right on the heels of watching this now, because because it follows Goose's son. I mean, it follows Maverick. Right. But Goose's son is a big part of that movie.
Okay.
And there's, you know, 30 some years of history between that Top Gun and this Top Gun Maverick. And a lot of shit goes down. Right. Iceman's in that, and it was, I mean, Val Kilmer had gone through all of his surgery and stuff, so he's wearing like scarves the whole time, and he doesn't really talk. Okay. It's a whole thing. Wow. But yeah, I really kind of want to watch and see, because they kind of imply that Maverick has had more of a challenging career because of his attitude. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Interesting. I can't remember like what he, I don't think he's retired. Okay. And he comes out of retirement or something, but I can't remember like what level he was at. What his rank is. Okay. In that movie. Maybe Lieutenant Colonel?
Modern Major General.
Modern Major General.
Perfect.
Yes.
I want some butts. That's a great line, and I am gonna use it.
I want some butts.
I want some butts. I'm like,
Happy
Pride, everyone.
I want some butts. Happy Pride.
Get your butts responsibly. White guys will do anything but go to therapy.
Literally.
First of like 3 times I say that. Then they're in the thing, and you just got the Pepsi product placement throughout. That was pretty fun. Which makes you.
Pepsi is devil urine, and I hate it so fucking much. It is disgusting. Coke is superior.
I don't really drink cola that much.
I don't either. I don't drink pop in general that much anymore, but if I do, it's a Coke.
Interesting, because Coke
like
I've always found
Zero.
to be kind of syrupy.
See, I think the same. I think that's
True
Pepsi.
Of Pepsi? Okay, I guess I'll have to. We're gonna do a blind taste test. It'll be over on Patreon. I'm kidding. There is no Patreon.
There is no Patreon.
Well, there is, but it's not launched anywhere. So, you know, there's not enough of you people, yet.
Give us your money.
We want your money. Money, please. Jesus, the volleyball scene is so funny.
Oh god, that volleyball scene.
It's one of those that's just like kind of wholly unnecessary, like for any plot line. Like
It is so unnecessary, and it is so egregious, and I am so here for it.
And I loved that you gave the note during the thing that the studio was pissed.
The studio, so the volleyball scene was like a paragraph in the script.
Right.
They took a whole day to shoot it, and the studio was fucking pissed about it. They were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I love it
with this shit. This is what you shot today? A bunch of oiled up 20-something-year-old dudes, ripped dudes. Who is this for, Tony?
Tony.
Who is this for?
Oh, God.
And from, however many, almost 40 years in the future, I raise my hand and say, me.
Some people had some awakenings.
Actually, that scene is actually credited with a lot of gay awakenings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Tom Cruise, why don't you just make the motorcycle your whole personality, huh?
He did.
And he did.
He didn't know how to ride a motorcycle before this movie.
I love that.
And in every movie since, he rides a motorcycle.
Mr. Motorcycle. Amazing. He and Keanu Reeves. He also has crazy eyes.
He does.
Truly, he looks so
and this
deranged.
Was pre-Scientology.
I know. That's crazy. He just looks.
He's just always
been manic.
He's always had that look.
I don't know. He's got to be a fascinating character. As a person. I'm curious as
Have you ever watched or listened to Leah Remini's?
Yes. I've seen some of the documentary.
Yeah, and her accounts of her interactions with him.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but she talks about one time she was at his house doing whatever, and he just came in and was manic. And
bro has bipolar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely does.
Hardcore.
And he was manic and demanding that she make him cookies, and he pulled out a thing of cookie dough and was demanding that she make it for him, and even though he has a chef and whatever,
right.
it was
oh my God,
weird. Anyway,
yeah, he just seems crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Which works for acting sometimes.
Yeah.
A little manic. Yeah, but he just I don't know, the whole time I was watching it, the Val Kilmer's line of being you're dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm just actually though, he kind of does seem dangerous.
Yeah.
A little bit. And that's not even talking about Scientology. He just seems a little dangerous.
Yes.
Turns out I have never seen Meg Ryan in anything.
Yeah. That was a weird
thing.
That was a weird realization you had during this movie.
I've certainly seen her as a person. I knew what she looked like, but when you called it out, I had no idea, and it was because I just have never seen her in a movie before. It was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard her in Anastasia, but so that was a weird thing I learned.
Yeah.
Which proves that there's some Meg Ryan content we need to get into.
Oh God, yes.
The feed, because there's some famous ones there.
Yeah. It's funny, when I was younger, my mom always said she thought I had Meg Ryan energy.
What is that
young Meg Ryan energy. I don't know. Well, I guess you'll have to find out in our Sleepless in Seattle or what's the other one?
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. Well, no. I'd say
who's is that Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Billy Crystal is When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
Tom Hanks is Sleepless in Seattle. You've Got Mail.
Are those both Rob Reiner? I think When Harry Met Sally is.
When Harry Met Sally is... No. Yes? No.
I'm looking.
Sleepless in Seattle, Rob Reiner is in it.
Oh, he's in it.
He's in it.
Okay, When Harry Met Sally...
I think they're both...
Yeah, Harry Met Sally is definitely Rob Reiner.
Okay.
But Sleepless in Seattle...
I know for sure he's in Sleepless in Seattle. Oh, he just showed up on The Bear, too.
Nice. Nora Ephron.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love Nora Ephron.
Yeah. What else? What else has she done? Yeah, what has she done?
You've Got Mail.
I've never seen a single thing she's done. Okay.
Of course not.
Of course not. What's new?
Because you grew up in a house with mostly men. Sorry.
I did. That is true.
I grew up in a house with mostly women. It's true.
This is true. Oh, those computer graphics that they had. Oh, that was the wireframe 80s graphics.
Like, what is this,
good.
Asteroid?
Oh, I love it. So fun. Literally, I was so irritated. Okay, we've talked about this a little bit. The scene where they go, where he speeds off and then she chases him and causes like 3 accidents. And just to tell
in the background,
right? Just like all happening behind, so she can go up and just like tell him that she wants to ride him. It's ridiculous. And like, he was such an infant about it.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that sorry, I'm back on this bullshit again.
Yeah, no.
Like, and the fact that she is still like, you didn't let me finish. I want to fuck you. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And I don't know. I guess I don't know. And I guess that people that are in love do stupid things, and this is probably why I just am gonna be forever single. Like, I don't know.
No.
It's like that's not the
It's 2025. We don't do that stupid shit anymore. We have literally computers in our pocket.
No, you're right.
We would be texting that.
You're right.
Like, you're being an asshole.
Oh my god.
I can't believe you just sped off. What the fuck? Get your ass back here. Or we would like show up at his house because we GPS followed him.
Right.
You know?
No, that's fair. No, you're right.
Like, there's that and like, I don't want to speak in super general terms, but
just go ahead and power through it.
But like, so Charlie, she is a high-powered woman. She has a PhD.
Right.
She is a doctor.
Right.
Of
oh my
astrophysics.
God, she's a doctor.
Of astrophysics.
Yeah.
She is a rocket scientist.
Yes.
I think in reality, she would not put up with any of his shit.
Right.
In reality, she would see him for the little boy that he is, and she would not give a fuck.
Right.
She would be like, yeah, you're hot. Maybe they would hook up.
Right.
But she would not fall for any of his bullshit.
Yeah.
She would not care.
It pisses me off so
So
much.
the fact, I mean, and especially in today.
Right.
Like,
that's true. Also today.
And again, I am speaking from a 21st century, 2025, whatever wave feminism
this is
that we're in right now.
Choose your own adventure feminism that we're in right now. Yeah.
Like, if that character was, copy pasted today.
Yeah.
There's no way she would fall for any of his shit.
Right.
Like, she would not risk her career by, romantic entanglement with, this hot young guy.
Right.
Again, like, she would not. There's no fucking way.
That's crazy. Like, just getting so invested. Yeah, I don't know. I just anyway. But I mean, also it kind of pushes the narrative of his exceptionalism.
Yeah.
Because and this is my other thing is like I just really hate that this character is the protagonist.
Yeah.
Because he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that we're putting this character on a pedestal because we do throughout the whole movie, even though he has like learning moments eventually because they killed the better character. Like I just don't. I don't know. Like I don't like that he was the character that we focused on, and the fact that she, a very intelligent and very seemingly composed person, like completely becomes an idiot, makes an idiot of herself because of this random douchebag. Yeah, pisses me off. Anyway, I'm fine. How are you? How are you doing?
I am also mad about it.
Right. But you've had some time to simmer on it, and I just got here.
You were just exposed. I think justice for Charlie.
Justice for Charlie. I mean, my God, I don't know. Just
I'm gonna write a fix it fic after this.
What you working on, Megan? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'll let you know when it's done. Okay. So, no, not the tongue. Okay.
So much
You guys,
tongue.
it happens several
so
times.
gross.
It's so I don't want to see you Last of Us tongue into the other person's mouth. I don't want to watch it. I'm fine with like a good screen kiss.
I love a good
screen kiss when they're
this
done
was
well.
not
It's
it.
very nice. This was like they were competing to win.
Yeah.
And
They were trying to win the sex trophy, which
Right.
we decided is just a dildo
It's just
on a base.
On a base,
and
yeah.
it says "I win sex."
And you just hand it off and it's kind of wobbly.
Just the tongue.
I can't do it.
I can't.
I'm gonna rate this movie 0 for the tongue.
I would honestly rather The Last of Us
Little tendrils.
tongue tendrils, fungus tendrils.
rather watch that.
I would rather watch that than this because
They've both got the Need for Speed. Thanks, Goose.
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 I love Goose.
I do too.
Justice for Goose.
Goose, I see you've turned off your targeting computer. This is another thing. All of the interior cockpit shots to me just screamed Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get it out of my head the whole time. It was like Red Leader,
Red Leader, go.
go. I just can't. I can't get it out of my head. I keep thinking they're gonna try to get an at in Hoth. I'm broken and it's fine. That's
Love that for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. So thank you, Carole. Meg Ryan was a phenomenal.
Oh God,
she's a treasure in this movie.
I think she's my favorite character.
She's so good
because she was definitely doing the best friend's wife.
But
she she's like I think she was a little drunk.
Totally.
Like the character.
Totally.
Or maybe Meg Ryan was a little drunk too. I don't know.
Either way, good for
I
her.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
But like she's definitely like doing the new
yeah.
my husband's best friend's new girlfriend thing. Like,
yes.
Okay, so here's the deal with Maverick.
Yeah, let me give you the dossier.
Let me spill the tea here.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
He loves you. I've seen him with 100 different women. Okay. He is such a playboy. But let me tell you, that boy only has eyes for you now. You did it. Your pussy is magical.
Congratulations.
You've got the magic titties, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love that for and then you could just see the embarrassment on Tom Cruise's face. He's just like, thank you, Carole.
Thank you, Carole.
Thank you, Carole.
Thank you, Carole. So good. I love it. But like he clearly loves Carole.
Oh yeah.
So like
you can tell there's
they have a good
that's a friendship too.
100%. So good. Then I come back to why so much tongue because they kiss again at some point.
I wanted to I mean in the sequel in the Top Gun Maverick movie spoiler I guess Carole died. But when
couldn't afford Meg Ryan.
I mean or she was busy doing other shit.
Sure.
I don't know. So the kid so Goose's real name is Nick Bradshaw.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed that. They never actually said it.
Yeah,
in the movie.
I was written on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Nick Bradshaw.
I saw Bradshaw anyway.
Yeah. So she's Carole Bradshaw. Their son is Bradley Bradshaw.
No.
And I'm like,
no.
that is just cruel.
That is rude.
That is so mean.
Just Brad
Bradshaw.
Did I have a stroke? What did I miss?
I guess.
What happened?
But it's addressed in Maverick that Maverick was like heavily involved in his life.
Okay.
He was basically like a second dad to
that's nice.
to Bradley, and
it's a bummer. I'm kind of bummed that Meg Ryan isn't in the movie.
I know.
I want to see that develop.
apparently Carole died of cancer
Rude.
when Nick was a teenager, I guess. I don't fucking know. Or not Nick. Bradley Bradshaw.
Bradley. I hate it.
I hate it too.
I hate that so much.
Who decided this?
Terrible idea. Oh my god. Okay.
Bradley fucking Bradshaw. What the fuck? Seriously? Did your parents not love you?
Oh my god.
No, they did. You can see it. They very much loved you. They very much loved each other too.
Son of a bitch cut me off. There's some fun military one-liners in there.
Yeah.
And then of course they go into the spin And I was like, I turned to you and I go, okay, but those ejection seats are super dangerous. And you're like, well, just wait.
You were like, yeah, they like break their backs when that happens. And I'm like, oh, just wait.
Just wait. I'm like, oh no, Goose is bloody.
no.
God damn it. Goose no. And then I just wrote Goose no.
Goose, no.
And then it's just a sequence of Tom Cruise eating humble pie for like approximately 25 minutes.
Yeah. Even though everyone is like, you did nothing wrong.
Right. But it's that like, I'm a white man. Everything good happens to me. And like, it's the first time that he had something that just like, it just went
he just
wrong.
Could not
Act of
control
God.
anything.
There's nothing he could do about it. And like, but he was at the wheel. You know, he was at the wheel when it happened. There's nothing he can do about it. And so I think he learned something, but not enough of something. I also think that at first the military doesn't do a good job of reintroducing people who have dealt with that kind of trauma.
Oh God, no.
Like in like this is not news, obviously. This is not like a hot take, but like, you know, like even the guy that clearly likes him, what's his name? One of the upper guys.
Not Viper.
It's not Viper. It's Viper, isn't it? The guy with the mustache?
No, that's the other guy.
Well, it's the other guy. Whoever that guy
Mustache
is.
guy.
Mustache guy that runs the program or whatever for Top Gun. Like super, you know, he's clearly like, and so when he like catches me, he's like, how you doing? I'm all right. And then he's just like, yeah, you know, it happens. It'll happen again. Good luck. And then just like leaves or whatever. And it was like, that is the wrong thing to say.
That is the absolute worst fucking
for
thing.
A guy who lost like literally his best friend.
His best friend, like, honestly,
terrible.
It was the worst.
It was just awful. And
that's because, so I mean, there are a multitude of factors, I bet, but it's because if you're military personnel, you're not a person.
Right.
You are a thing.
You're an asset.
You're an asset.
Right.
You're
a machine. You're a war machine.
You're a war machine. Right. And especially at the levels that they're at Top Gun, like, if you're not on, you're out.
Actually a liability.
You are a liability, and you need to go.
Right.
Like, you will be fired.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And like the idea of the military just going, you know, we've already invested this much into these assets, and if they're having problems, we instead of trying to do a little bit of effort of
taking the time,
right, like being like, let's take a minute, get some people on staff that can work with these people and get them, like, let them process a few things and get them back into a headspace where they can
need them now.
We need them now. It's just really sad that they can't do that. And like, this is outside of my own problems with just like the US military complex in general, but like looking in that very specific situation, it's like, you know, you want to have these assets that you've put so much time into, like, you gotta put a little more effort than that. But so the white men will do anything but go to therapy. There we go.
White men will do anything but go to therapy.
And then I think one of the things that I think, you know, in that initial, you know, first 10 minutes after the Goose dying sequence and people talking to him, I think the two least helpful people were Mustache Guy and Charlie. Neither of them had good things to say. Right. I don't think Charlie had a good thing to say either. She was, you know what I mean? Like, it was very like, I don't know. Like, I can see what she was trying for. Yeah. But like, why? Like, why would you? She's, you know, she's not in the air. She's not. She doesn't really know exactly what the deal is.
I think all of her experience is just theoretical. Right. I mean, she's an astrophysicist. Right. So she knows the science.
Right. She knows what's happening. She knows truths about the situation and what he's capable of.
But she doesn't know the reality. Right. She doesn't know how it feels.
Right. So she speaks to it from a very like impassioned but kind of clinical, theoretical perspective. And that's just, I don't know. It came off just kind of like, wow, you're kind of missing the boat here on the guy who's clearly struggling.
Yeah. It should have been more of a, hey, I care about you. I'm sorry this happened.
Right.
I'm here to support you sort
Right.
of thing,
Right.
rather than I'm trying to make you feel better because I'm a scientist and I can tell you what went wrong.
Right.
It should have been more of
An emotional
thing.
Support thing.
But
yeah.
maybe that's a failing of her character. She's a
Right.
scientist.
Well, and
she doesn't really do the whole emotion thing.
Well, and
maybe.
I
don't
also
know.
think that she could have done a little bit of a combined deal where she's like, I need, it's like you need to prioritize your ability to move forward, right? And if that means that you need to leave the service or you need to do whatever works for you, I want to support you in that. But also, like, she's like, I know what I'm talking about,
right.
and it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
And both of those things can exist, but that's not what she did, right?
No.
She was like, I come too late. You're gonna, like, it was just, I don't know. It felt very, ugh. But anyway, and then I think so Carole was the first.
Carole,
that was such
my heart.
And the thing that really broke me about that scene was the fact that he just needed to cry.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't. And like that was the thing.
He didn't at all.
And it was
we don't see him cry at all in this movie.
Right. And that's
even in the next one.
And that's the thing that really
actually I don't know. I can't remember if we see him cry in Maverick. He has emotional moments. I don't think he actually cries.
And that's what I kind of, and I know it was the 80s, like just like men didn't cry in the 80s, but it was just
and that hasn't led to any sort of problems at all.
No one no millennial has been damaged by anyway. I think that and I'm lucky that I grew up in a family where like emotions were allowed to be kind of dealt with in an open setting, but like watching that in 2025, watching him just like barely keep it together and then just like leave, like he should have, like Carole would have been totally fine if he just cried on her shoulder.
She would have been
so supportive
so
to him.
supportive. She probably would have had a little Bradley come over and been like, hey, it's okay. They would have hugged him. They would have been like, we're here for you.
Right.
This happened to all of us. You have us.
I think that would have moved him on faster.
Oh God, yeah.
Just like these people still love you. They, like her line is so good. It was like he loved flying with you, and he would have flown, but he would have flown either way.
Yeah. He would have hated it.
Yes.
But he would have flown without you.
Right.
Basically saying that if the situation were reversed and you had been the one who died, he would have kept flying. He would have hated it. Like, I can tell that you hate it.
Right.
But he would have kept flying.
Yeah.
He would not have given this up.
Right. And I also kind of took a double meaning on that too, where like, and I don't know how, like, there in the moment, like there was a second kind of meaning that I'm struggling to kind of put together, but sort of a like, you weren't the only path for him to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was this other meaning where it was like, she's like, it was her way of absolving him, kind of like he was going to be a flyboy. He was going to do his thing either way. Don't beat yourself up because he crossed paths with you and died.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like either way, this was his life.
Like if
it hadn't been you, it could have been someone else.
If he wasn't flying, like if he had gotten reassigned, or if you guys had, been split up. Or whatever,
right? Like this could have happened either way. It was, and like because like, your first point, like that's the more like straight. I think that is the more straight. But for whatever reason, that also kind of felt like it was there for me. It was the most emotional moment in the whole movie for me. So it was interesting to watch him like process that. But my God, it was downright like I got like emotional blue balls watching him not experience the emotion and push it down.
I really want to watch the second one with you right now.
No, we're not doing that right now. Sorry.
There's like the emotional denouement of that movie. Also emotional blue balls.
Oh God, I can't handle that.
Okay. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, so that was a thing with her, and then also going back and like talking to Mustache Guy off the clock.
Yeah.
I think that was such a nice moment as well, because it was it was nice to see, and I'm sure it would have been pretty edgy for the 80s, that they were just like having just like a very heart-to-heart conversation. And he didn't give him a ton of details, but he gave him enough details for him to understand, like, your dad was a good guy. Like he wasn't, stop trying to prove yourself against his reputation.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to help you.
Well, because it's implied that his dad fucked up on the mission.
Yeah.
Or like.
Because it was classified and there was just people just kind of assumed that
people just kind of assumed it was his fault that he disappeared and,
Right.
He fucked something up on the mission and it was all his fault.
Yeah. Which is not what happened.
Which is not what happened,
Right.
which we find out in this scene. We actually find out that he ended up saving 3 more planes.
Right.
And so
and that's sort of where it was like, I just think that it was the Carole moment and second mustache guy moment to me were like the 2 moments of genuine, just like human to human, like emotional interaction that I thought was
actually helpful.
And then the other line that I thought was really good was when I need to figure out what mustache guy's name is. This is bad.
Hold on. Oh, it is Viper.
It is Viper. Okay.
Jester's the other guy.
Yeah. Jester's the guy with the chunk out of his cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Viper. Yeah. So
Viper.
So the thing with Viper that I liked too was when they were back at the. Was it the ceremony? Must have been.
Yeah. The graduation.
When they started handing out assignments. And he was like, "You'll get your Rio when you get to the ship." And he's like, "And if not, I'll fly with you."
Yeah.
And that was just and he said that like publicly.
Yeah.
And I think that was also a massive thing to be like, "Hey, don't like you all need to back Maverick because I am backing him publicly."
Oh yeah.
And I trust him. Yeah. Right. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then
poor Merlin gets another pilot that disengages.
I know.
Poor quick.
Merlin has a rough
went
time.
through the ringer,
He's
you
been
guys.
through, you guys, that poor man.
Merlin needs a vacation.
He really does. And so of course we see him, they go up into that mission. It was bogeys everywhere and he gets the yips and it's a whole thing. And then and creepy alopecia guy's back. Thank you for coining that guy's nickname. That's funny. And then they're like, "We're getting into combat. I'm getting a hard on." I'm like, "You good, bro?
Like,
why is this guy popping stiffies when he keeps getting into like combat situations? That's not good, man." My guy. And so at the end of the movie, like he reunites with Charlie because she seeks him out because she just thinks with her vagina this whole movie, and I don't understand why. Because he cannot be worth that. But so they end up together again, and he obviously goes on to have some sort of career in the military
and
doing fly stuff.
thankfully fade to black before the tonguing
the tonguing happens. That was my favorite part of the movie, is that we didn't get to see that again.
So I kind of want to touch on the dynamic between Iceman and Maverick.
Right.
Because Val Kilmer actually several times over the last however many years basically confirmed that he was playing the role of Iceman as gay and in love with Maverick. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Huh.
He played in I think the 90s, he played a gay detective in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Okay.
And he was giving an interview for a magazine, and they're like, "So, this is a gay character, and is that something new for you?" And he's like, "Well, I think I've played a gay character before, maybe in Top Gun."
That's so cool. Val Kilmer is such an interesting person.
Oh yeah,
he's just, I love that he was like always had cameras. Like he always he's just a very interesting guy.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he, more than anyone else in this movie, I feel like played that character with depth.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a ton of screen time.
No.
But he really, everything that he did had intensity.
Yeah.
And that was super cool. And I think that does make sense because there's definitely like like their tension is definitely very like chemistry based.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I think that that's an interesting call out. Like that he was like maybe just a little bit gay. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride.
Yeah. That is super cool. I liked the evolution of their kind of relationship. I don't know. I just found it so from the perspective, because I just hate the character of Maverick so much that I just found him irritating. There wasn't as much development as I would have wanted to see. Like at the end, they they're like, well, we just went through like a near death situation together, and now I guess we're kind of bonded over that. But that's all it really felt like to me.
Gotcha.
To me, it felt like that Iceman was making more and more inroads on Maverick, and Maverick was just completely unmoving in his belief of anything.
Just the static,
unmovable character. And
you're still dangerous. Yeah. But I'm dangerously in love with you. Honestly,
God.
there is a queer ass movie in here somewhere.
Somewhere, it's not that hard to find. We got to get passages on it. Yeah,
in Top Gun Maverick, Iceman is actually Admiral.
Oh,
he ends up. I think he retired as an admiral, but at Top Gun.
That makes sense though, because
he's the one who plays by the rules.
He plays by the rules. He works for that.
He works hard. He plays by the rules. He does everything
and he's
right.
Incredibly talented.
He's very talented. He does. And the Iceman and Maverick have a couple really good moments in that movie.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, because it's Val Kilmer acts for both of them, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just all Tom Cruise ever did was either be like, I got the, kind of like he had like four emotions and would just swap between them. Whereas Val Kilmer, like you could like okay, so like for example, the scene where it was right after Goose dies and they're in the locker rooms. And Val is like trying really like Iceman is sitting there like struggling, like you can tell that it's hit him too, and he's trying to figure out how to like be genuine.
This is probably their first classmate who has died,
right?
Like it's hit everybody,
right? And he knows that it's hitting Maverick hard, and the fact that he calls him by his real last name, and you can just see him like just not sure how to hold him. He's clearly like not holding himself together very well.
I don't like this guy, but there's this kinship that we share,
right?
But I like I have to hold myself together, and it's this whole battle that you can see
and it's a genuine place. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Iceman was the better person.
Yeah.
Like,
we should have made the movie about Iceman.
Right. Like, I don't know. I get irritated. Like, and I don't get me wrong. I love people that are
rogue.
Yeah, I love a rogue that is a disruptor and likes to can't always play by the rules to get to the greater good. Like, I get that. But like he wasn't doing it for the greater good. He was kind of just doing it for himself.
He was doing it so he would, feel good about himself.
Right.
And
yeah. So so kind of needless to say with all this is like I did enjoy myself mostly because of Kenny Loggins, let's be honest.
You know what? Fair.
But like it was a movie that is sort of, I think, is very indicative of a lot of the problems that the 80s had. Like kind of buttoned up into a time capsule. It's sort of like the glossiest, it's the most glossy American kind of time capsule of the 80s that you could possibly have.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you want to see like a great look at the worst of the 80s, Back to the Future. Like everything's just like dirty and gross. Like in like the present day 80s, like everything's like really sad.
I'm having to remind myself it's been a hot minute since I watched Back to the Future.
Me too. But yeah, it's
such a good movie.
It is. So anyway, I guess we should probably rate this.
Let's rate it.
Production and design. I think that's probably a 5.
Yeah,
because there's nothing. It's kind of technically flawless.
Military fucking airplanes,
man.
Yeah,
and they used real ones, and they had good, and the inside sets were good. Like
and the
easy 5.
The reason that because they wrote a second Top Gun movie that was set to like come out after this one.
Oh, okay.
There were two big reasons that it didn't happen. Okay. One, the military upgraded their technology and didn't want cameras anywhere fucking near it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the second was Tom Cruise didn't want to do it and was like ended up being cost prohibitive.
He didn't want to do it at all.
He was like, I got other shit to do, and if you want me to do it, you're gonna have to pay me out the ass.
Got it.
So they were like, all right, we'll shelve this for now.
Right.
And then in 2012, him and the director started talking about it, and then the director actually died by suicide.
Ooh.
And then 9 years later,
wow,
they made
that's
Top Gun
sad.
Maverick.
That's very sad.
Yeah. Tony Scott. That's the
Tony
director.
Scott. Okay.
Ridley Scott's younger brother.
Is Ridley Scott alive?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
I shouldn't.
We are not tempting fate here,
Is this
Ian.
my fault? Am I implicit in all this? Anyway.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Story. Well, I thought that there's maybe 10 minutes of story in this whole damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I thought that there was some fun banter.
Yeah.
Banter could be kind of fun. So there's some
mostly
dialogue.
on Goose's
side.
Mostly
Goose
from Goose and Carole.
Goose and Carole were the best characters
Yes.
in terms of that entirely. Everyone else was pretty milquetoast. The storyline itself is not groundbreaking.
No.
I also don't know if it was groundbreaking at the time, so I don't know if I want to give that context or not. Like, I
There's
don't.
also a very mild arc.
Yeah, it's a little hill. It's just like
it's like a.
it's not so, yeah.
It's like one of those really big long speed bumps. You know.
Yeah, you just kind of go boom, and you're like, did I actually go over that? Was that real?
Was that just a miniature hill that I went over, or was it a speed bump?
It didn't have acts so much as concepts. Like it was all the story arc was a suggestion.
Well, and the original script was actually apparently very bare bones.
Fair.
And they actually ended up writing most of it as they were making it.
Really?
Yeah.
How does this happen?
I don't know,
so,
man.
Moral of the story is, I thought the story, like, honestly, the music kept me involved for most of it, and then just Goose and Charlie, Goose and Carole for a while. Until like it got far enough that there was a little bit of plot line to keep me like, oh, there's plot, thank God.
Thank God.
I was getting exhausted. Yeah. So,
like a 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a 3.
Like a C?
Yeah. I like that. Performances.
Again, are we aggregating? Because Val Kilmer
was good.
Was really good, but he had, he
was underutilized.
5 minutes of screen time.
Right. And he tried to use as much of that time as he could trying to
trying to
successfully fucking Maverick.
fucking Maverick.
And yeah, I mean, I thought that no one was
I'd say
bad.
Like a 3.5.
Yeah, I could do a 3.5.
Like, yeah, no one was bad, but no one
really stood
really
out.
blew it out of the park.
But also, it's one of those things where it's like the script was only as good as it was going to be.
Yeah, or no one had enough screen time to blow it out of the park.
Right, exactly. Like, you didn't have enough script or screen time to really dive in the way that you want to. No one was bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, no one was bad. It was just sort of like... And then cultural impact. So, this movie actually did have a lot of cultural impact.
It really did.
But here's the question.
Was it positive or negative?
Exactly. And I don't know that I have a good answer for that.
I don't really either. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this movie caused a whole shitload of Navy enlistment in the mid to late 80s. Again, I can't say if that's a good or a bad thing. I am.
Yeah, it did what it set out to do.
You did. I have all of my in-laws are Air Force.
Right.
Retired or active duty or reserve or
right.
So I have seen the positives and the negatives of military service. And
right. And that's my thing is like, I don't think I've always, and this has been my belief system has always been, I have the utmost respect for people who want to serve the country. I think that is an incredible thing. And I think that, and I think that there's nothing wrong with, cause like the people that do it, it's like, I see value in wanting to, I know people that do that. I also know that there are people that do it just cause they like Call of Duty. Like, there's like kind of the wrong reasons to want to do it too. Yep. I think that this movie at least didn't necessarily glorify, I don't know, they didn't fetishize it the same way as like some like video games now and stuff. So the Pentagon actually went through the script. They usually do with the movies that have one. So originally in the beginning, Cougar was supposed to die in an accident. He was supposed to fail that landing and die in a fiery explosion. They're like, maybe not. Okay. Because they wanted people to sign up. Right. And didn't want they didn't want to have two pretty big deaths in this movie. Yeah. Because Goose's death was kind of a non-negotiable. Like you had to have it for plot. We need plot, Pentagon. We need the plot. We need it for plot purposes. Right. But so I don't know. I think this is really hard. Just like Wolfman. This is pretty hard. Sorry. Wolfman, get therapy. You need therapy, bro. Therapy. Yeah, I think my big problem is I think it was wildly popular, right? It was wildly it's still an incredibly, it's part of the cultural zeitgeist at this point, and I understand that. And the sequel that came out 35 years later had just as much was the reason that theaters were able to reopen amidst the pandemic. I'm not joking. So that is literally the reason. Obviously, it has staying power. Yes. In my opinion, oh boy, here we go. I think that I don't know what benefit it served. Okay, so can we just go neutral on this one? I am A-okay with being neutral on this one. Because I think there's a lot of I don't think that it was unilaterally bad. I also don't think it's unilaterally bad that they got people that were interested, and I think that it gave a good picture for people who would feel inspired to go sign up and do whatever. I think that there's also an element of I don't like the level of glorifying the emotionally stunted male. I think that's annoying personally, but also not unusual for the time. I was gonna say, but that was just sort of media in the 80s. You're right. That was just sort of the general vibe. Thank you. I don't know. I think that if we give it here's what I'm gonna suggest. We give it a 3. Mm-hmm. And then we see where that lands us, and then we tweak from there. All right. I am A-okay with that. Okay. So we're going to say 3, and that drops us to a 3.6. Okay. That puts us between Hot Tub Time Machine and Scrooged. How do we feel about that? I'm okay with that placement. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Here's my thing. I had more fun with it than I did with Scrooged, but also I don't know that means that it's higher rated. I don't know. Yeah. It has a lot of flaws. It does. And yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Just between the storyline and I think that a 3 is pretty fair. Yeah. For cultural impact, because there's a lot that you could argue either way on that. Yeah. So if we say it's just a wash, I'm willing to call that out because I don't want want people to think that I'm going to tank it because people signed up for the military. I don't think that that's fair.
No.
I don't think that's fair at all. And I also don't think that if the things that I'm going to try to pull back on with it is just because I feel like it propagates like sort of like a toxic dude culture.
Yeah.
That's kind of annoying to me, but let's just call it a wash, and I'm fine with that.
I am okay with calling it a wash. The things I would bring it down for, but also, it's staying power, I would bump it up for, but again, it's that balancing
act. I think that it's just there's so many
Why
things.
Why did we do this to ourselves?
I don't know.
Damn cultural impact category.
Because I think it brings up great points.
It really does.
Every movie that and also it's a great way for us to hack a rating if we didn't think it did what we wanted to do.
That's fair.
I think that it's a tough one, and I think that the positives and negatives do just kind of weigh each other out for me in the long run. I think it deserves to have the cultural zeitgeist it has. It's pretty bonkers as a film and a concept. And there's a lot of people that are very young and have their careers ahead of them after this movie. Like 100%. I think that that's fair. But yeah, it's complicated, certainly.
Ian.
That's as far as I know about that. Yeah.
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
What?
Danger zone.
What? Danger zone. Yeah, and it gave us danger zone. That is sort of a good point, honestly.
Which is honestly a banger.
It is a banger.
This soundtrack is pretty great.
I'm gonna disassemble all of this setup to the soundtrack of this movie.
Yeah,
because it's so good.
It is good.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that is enough of discussion on Top Gun. I am looking forward to watching Maverick. It'll be fun.
God.
I can't do it. I'm too Top Gun out.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I want it to be soon though, because
we can work on the schedule.
I want this. I want old Top Gun fresh in our minds, or freshish in our minds.
I think while we watch. I think we should certainly do it before the fall.
Yeah.
I think that we'll
because again, it's.
You mean the autumn or the fall of civilization? Either way. We'll try to get that done. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
A fun.
I love it.
Thing.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. I'm gonna be bopping out to Danger Zone for the next 25 minutes. All right. Well, with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for listening to Film School Slacker. I'm Ian.
I'm Megan.
And we will see you next time.
Danger Zone.
Damn it.
Thank you for listening to Film School Slacker. Our graphic design is by Mitch Ransdell. Music by Ariel Shalom and Ziv Moran. Voiceover audio provided by Mike D and Janet Paoni. Learn more at filmschoolslacker.com.